Hey, so what's up? Don't really know. Don't really. Okay, how should I put this? I don't really have a plan for this stream. Um, so the Crowder slash Tim Pool interview starts in like 5 minutes. It's probably gonna be a delay, so thinking like 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. Um, actually, I don't know if they delay their live streams. Anyway, so yeah, I guess that's the topic of the stream. So, um. It's been a couple days now. When did he drop the video? When did Steven? Full disclosure, I fucking hate Steven Crowder. I think he's a piece of shit. He's racist. He's a vile human being. And Tim Pool, I just think he's very stupid. I also think he's somewhat vile, but not as bad as Crowder. So he dropped this. He dropped the first video, It's Time to Stop, 6 days ago. And then he dropped this video 4 days ago. I had no idea this was happening until this video dropped. But even then, I saw like people on Twitter talking about how Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder were fighting. I didn't really care at first because, I don't know, just been doing other stuff lately. And then I started to look into it more. And I was like, oh shit, this is actually kind of something. So I watched this video first. Then I watched It's Time to Stop. And then I watched the, what's his name? Benny? The Daily Wire CEO, saw his video. What the fuck is his face he's making? Oh my God, I fucking hate Steven. So yeah, I saw the videos like way out of order. My take, I do think the Daily Wire's in the right here. Steven Crowder's he's basically outrage marketing. It sounds like he wants to do a newsletter thing and he wants to start his own conservative media platform, or at least conservative media like agency or talent platform, I guess. I listened to Destiny's coverage and Sam Cedar and Hassan's, and they all had better takes than I would have because I don't know much about the entertainment industry, especially like YouTube. Tried it before, didn't work out, and now here we are. So yeah, I actually would love to hear Philip DeFranco's take on this. So I know Philip DeFranco, he based like when he first went independent, he based his business model off Steven Crowder's Mug Club. So I know Steven Crowder, as much as I hate him, he does have like he's made like a profitable business pathway or model to follow, and I guess that's cool. Like I said, Philly D followed his model. Philip DeFranco's had multiple iterations of his business, so I can't really say like exactly when that went down. I want to say like 2016, 2017. That's when he was following it. I think he did a short on it. Let's see here. Here's that one. I don't really watch YouTube shorts. I think he just made one then. Okay, so I did see this one then. Besides the YouTube videos, I don't really pay attention to much of what Philly D does. Yeah. Okay, let's watch this short again.
Steven Crowder was offered a slave contract of $50 million. You know, slave wages. This after the conservative outlet Daily Wire offered him a $50 million contract over 4 years, with Crowder making a video showing some of the details of the contract, and with it accusing conservative media outlets of conspiring to censor conservative values in favor of profit. The Daily Wire quickly responded with a video saying that Crowder took much of the contract out of context, saying this was a basic contract that could be negotiated, saying if he was kicked off of platforms for things that he said, the reason that he would get paid less is because they would be getting paid less, and going on to accuse Crowder of expecting millions of dollars in payment even if his show didn't drive that level of revenue. And now big conservative names associated with the Daily Wire are speaking out, with Matt Walsh saying Crowder is deceiving you, and Ben Shapiro tweeting it's nasty to attack my company and DW Plus posts as Big Con by lying about the meaning of a non-binding term sheet. It's despicable to plan weeks in advance to attack my best friend and your friend by setting up and secretly taping a phone call, all to grow your email list, and then tweeting out a timeline. Steven Crowder was...
Okay, so yeah, I didn't really look at the I hate everyone involved in this story. Let's see. Who am I looking up? Oh yeah. I didn't look at the Ben Shapiro timeline that he put out, so let's take a look at that. And then I will check if the stream is on. Oh, here we go.
I'm fiercely independent.
Okay, so shit, let's just hop into this video.
One of the biggest stories last week was Steven Crowder's Stop Big Con announcement. The Daily Wire's response. Candace Owens then came on this show, gave her response. Steven Crowder released a video explaining his response to their response. And now we have an opportunity to hear Steven Crowder's side of everything. And this is an important story. A lot of people have asked me, why does this matter? It's drama between media companies. And I think the questions being asked right now could determine the shape of independent, alternative, anti-establishment, and corporate media in general moving forward. Is it going to more take the shape of the traditional Hollywood system, but with better views, or is it going to be a new system that makes sure the individuals are empowered and can maintain themselves through the issues of censorship and run their own companies after any contracts change? There's a lot of questions here, more than just that. And so joining us tonight to talk about all of this is, of course, we've got Steven Crowder.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Just real quick, I don't think it's like this is a big deal, but this is mainly like a creator issue. So like their fans are probably freaking out about this. Cause like their idols are fighting. But if you're like not a fan of these guys, you don't like these guys, if you're like on the left or you just like don't care about politics or whatever, then you probably don't give a shit about this story. So in terms of the ramifications of like independent media and alternative media and mainstream media, I mean, I think Destiny put it best. I think Daily Wire is trying to be like a mainstream media outlet, so of course they're probably going to follow like the mainstream media like way of dealing with independent creators. I don't think this story is going to have like I don't think the Steven Crowder model is going to like change the way like social media influencers, because at the end of the day, politics aside, all these guys are social media influencers. So I don't think they're necessarily going to change the landscape of this whole fucking platform or any of these platforms. So they're just circle jerking each other at this point, I think. But hey, that's our early take. Let's see where this video goes.
That's a little roomy. Is there a way for me to adjust my headphones? No, I should have done it beforehand. I'm an idiot.
Actually, yeah, we don't.
Kellen can do it from his end.
The new studio has the modules where you can control, but we're.
I also got these armrests. I'm like hitting the table, so if I look like an idiot, it's probably.
You can lower the seat.
How do I do it?
On the right side, there's a lever.
Yeah, it's the front lever of the two.
Oh, there you go. Now everyone's gonna think I'm super tiny.
Yeah, now you're short. I'll adjust your camera. But and also you brought your CEO, Gerald.
Gerald Morgan. Yeah, now officially just became CEO in the last couple of weeks there.
We'll have to adjust these cameras.
Oh, he got a promotion. Let's go, Gerald. I hate that guy too.
So, you know, Serge misses flight, I guess. Is that what happened?
Yeah, sounds like it.
So we're completely just, Luke.
There you go.
Also, I didn't watch the full Candace Owens stream. I should have. I really should have. But I just don't care about this. I mean, like, I care about it because it's interesting and it's fun to see them fight. But at the same time, like, there's other stuff going on. Like, I don't care. Like, these guys are making money that I probably, hopefully, I would love to make. But I'm probably not going to have that kind of money in my lifetime. So, like, fuck these guys.
All right, there we go.
Ian will get
I just split the difference. Is that okay? I just kind of went up. I don't think you need to adjust it.
No, he needs to turn it to the side.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, thanks for having. It's almost like one of those things where it's like when Santa met the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Seeing you in person. I was like,
Well, they got rid of the M&Ms.
He does exist.
Right, but they're gone.
No, they have a lesbian M&Ms.
No, they got rid of it. It's Maya Rudolph now.
Just now.
Okay, we're going to talk about that, I suppose. But, ladies and gentlemen, before we get
It
started.
makes sense if she's a lesbian M&M that she was so fat.
That's fair.
Before we get started.
Because she's eating other female M&Ms. I'm not saying lesbians are fat. It's
Right,
too
right.
much sugar. Yeah.
Big bones eat each other.
She was big boned.
Yes,
All right,
big bone.
let's do this. Before we get started,
Drive
head
the
over to Timcast.com, become a member, support our work. As a member, you're helping us not just run the company.
That was a lame joke, by the way.
company, but also with our cultural endeavors and the weird things we do. We're opening a coffee shop. We're gonna have physical locations. Of course, I did the weird skateboard thing where I got that company's logo they abandoned because they were woke, and we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. But as a member, you'll get access to uncensored members-only shows from this podcast, TimcastIRL, as well as Cast Castle, the vlog, Tales from the Inverted World, and we're gonna have an uncensored members-only after this show as well, which will be up around 11 or so p.m. We record that after we wrap the live portion. So if you want to check out the uncensored version, go to timcast.com, become a member. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends. And we also have Luke Rutkowski joining us today.
Hey guys, today I'm wearing my Make America Florida shirt, which you could get on.
Okay, I want to talk about this guy for a minute. So Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of people talk about him. A lot of people don't know shit about him, and I think this guy is one of them. So I just recently finished oh my god, it's an audiobook. Give me one sec. Fuck. Oh my god. Julie K. Brown, Perversion of Justice. I just finished that book. No one's watching this stream, so I guess I could speculate, but I feel like the whole Jeffrey Epstein saga, while there is more research to be done on my part, and just like in general, the whole conspiracy around him, I don't think it was like some big like politician or like the royal family or anything like that. If you were to talk to this guy, he would basically he would come at the Jeffrey Epstein angle, talking about it from like, oh, the Bill Clinton, the Clintons of the world, and like basically any of the Democrats and stuff. And well, yeah, that's something to be looked at. There's also a lot of like kind of local entities to be looked at too. So the whole, with the first sweetheart deal that Jeffrey Epstein got, he was basically, the cops were basically just like watching over him and making money off like overtime that they would get whenever he would like visit his apartments and like his office and shit. So I don't know, like this is complete baseless speculation, but like wouldn't it make more sense if like, so because Epstein was still doing the shit that he was doing in his office while he was supposed to be in prison. So if you're a cop and like all that shit happens under your watch, like wouldn't you have more of a reason to take out Epstein? Because of like, yeah, you're not necessarily getting blackmailed. I don't know. That's just, that's what that, when I was listening to the audiobook, that's kind of where my head was going. So like, it's not just like the big people that Epstein was involved with. It's every facet of the justice system, essentially, from cops to the sheriffs, to the judges, the prosecutors, everything. But these guys only talk about it from like one angle, like the Clintons, like I said, or the Democrats, which is like, you're being a hack at that point. Like you don't care about the truth. You only care about, and he also has like a he sells like Jeffrey Epstein shirts saying how like he didn't kill himself or some shit like that. I don't know. I just don't like this guy. And then he made a video where he went to fucking Little St. James, and him and his friend were like wandering around the island talking about it. It was really stupid. That video came off like two middle schoolers entering a spot that they're not supposed to be and then laughing about it. Like, oh my god, dude, we're not supposed to be here right now. Like, just shut the fuck up. You're like in your 30s, bro. Granted, like, not saying visiting Epstein's island was cool, but like they were on a boat and they were kind of doing their own thing. But that video, the whole vibe was off. I don't like this guy. Fuck this guy. And then he makes it
political short stop.
He makes himself seem like some kind of political truth teller or some shit. Lame.
Because I'm moving to Florida tomorrow. Sorry, guys, but the Daily Wire gave me a deal I couldn't refuse.
Oh, really?
I'm
Good
leaving.
for you.
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
I thought you were going to move to Arizona because Carrie Lake.
No. I'm fiercely independent. I just launched a new business called I'mTheRealOG.com.
You're coming a little bit hot in my ears, and when you were saying OG, which I'm really happy to hear, but it was loud.
So do you want to maybe bring Steven's headset down a little and his mic up?
What is this? This guy is so interesting. I really want to smoke weed with this guy.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here. The drama, personal stuff, I'm not really interested in as much as the contracts themselves. I've been thinking about this since 2006, 7, 8. Like, I'm similar to you, Stephen, making internet videos.
Can I say?
Maker Studios,
Maker,
yeah. I was only verbally, we would hang out, me and Ben, Donovan, and
He's part of Maker Studios. What?
Dan Zapinski up in a hotel room talking about creating a union for web actors.
Right.
And it's evolved into now, it never really happened. And now I think there's a technical solution and we don't need to make paperwork necessarily. Because I mean, I don't like trusting people with paperwork anyway, personally.
Yeah, I mean, my problem isn't so much with paper itself.
You don't like it?
No, my problem isn't so much with paper, but what it
what's printed
represents. Yeah,
on
it's what's
the
printed
paper.
on the paper.
Right, right.
But
What's the story here? What's the story?
So, well, first off, let me set something up off the bat. I want to make sure that everyone here knows, like, I know that you guys have made very clear that you're monetized on YouTube because you believe that you can fight against big tech by sort of operating to some degree within the rules, but you've been very transparent about it. And so I don't want you to think that that is at all the same as what I have a problem with. And, I mean, we can go back to a few things. Look, it really comes down to what's right. It really comes down to what the truth is. And this is something that's been a long time coming. Gerald actually came on as CEO because we're being batted around so long. This is years and years in the making. I get the point with corporate media. The issue that I have with many in the conservative side of this sphere is the fundamental misleading and dishonesty. That's what I have a problem with. And you see...
Before he goes into it more, I know Destiny was saying Crowder probably signed like an NDA clause with the Blaze Media, and he probably got treated pretty shitty at Blaze. Also, judging from like 2020 onwards, he was like doing a bunch of random shit. Like his schedule was kind of inconsistent. He was going through a lot of like heart stuff. Like he's going through a lot of like medical issues. Yeah, it seemed like he was. Although Louder with Crowder was probably growing throughout these past 2 years, like he even said like he wasn't happy. So he's been dealing with a lot of shit, and I can imagine the Blaze contract was probably, like I said, I'm referring back to Philip DeFranco because I feel like these two are like pretty similar. They have like a similar show, similar backgrounds and like media, although I think Crowder was involved with Fox and he did other stuff too. Yeah, I'm remembering their backgrounds kind of. But I think Crowder and DeFranco are similar. They both were a part of different studios and different like I think they were both part of Maker. But if you were any like big creator back in like the early teens, then you were probably like a part of Maker or any like big studio like that. So what was it going with? I totally forgot. I just think he probably did go through some shit with the Blaze, but I guess we'll see. Like he probably went through. Oh yeah, Destiny said he probably went through some shit at the Blaze, and now he's taking it out on the Daily Wire, which that kind of makes sense. So let's see where he goes with this.
See that here as a story took place. Kind of it started right where we released this video. We didn't, and it was just by design, didn't name names because there could be a litany of contracts that are similar to this. A lot of them are often verbal offers.
We mentioned it could have been Fox News for all anyone knew, and they're the corporate monolith.
There's about 4 or 5. I would say we have 4 or 5 offers.
But he was already, like I said, he was already part of Fox News, and I think Gutfeld. If you want to believe it or not, Gutfeld complained about him and said he was a jerk or just annoying. So.
And then there are other investors who come into the space who just want to dump in a whole bunch of money.
I don't think Crowder would want to go back to Fox if that was true. If Gutfeld was complaining, and no one liked him at Fox, so yeah.
Daily Wire here outed themselves, and I understand that people are saying, well, people knew who it was. Well, that's because some of the people who were under those contracts said, yeah, I recognize those contracts. And Candace said on this show, I recognize the terms from my contract. Here's the thing. I said this is wrong. Penalizing conservatives, and I believe this to my absolute core, penalizing conservatives on behalf of big tech while taking money from people who are paying you, investing in you to fight big tech. That is what they're investing in. That is what Mug Club is investing in. That's what subscribers are investing in. While simultaneously penalizing conservatives is fundamentally wrong. I had that conversation and said, look, just please give me your word. You're not going to be doing this with other people who, as you well know, when you start in this industry, don't know better. Immediately after that, right, the conversation was, Crowder is making a big deal as a dick about money, right? Basketball money. $50 million a year was the implication, which you know is not true. People aren't saying that now. That's not what people have a problem with. What people have a problem with, I understand, is, the idea of a phone call. And
What? Wait, what? Also, is he talking about like right after the offer or after the videos came out? Because two different situations.
now the narrative has shifted to betrayal of a friend. That's what people want to say. I say Lestro. I say this is something that I've watched, experienced for years, tried to give every possible out to do the right thing, and have tried to do the right thing in the way that we run our own business. Saw the gaslighting, the bully tactics that take place behind the scenes of other creators, and knew it wouldn't be myself. So now the narrative shifts to how could you record a phone call?
Okay, so he's definitely talking about the fucking Blaze. he wants to talk shit about the Blaze so bad, but you can't, or else you'll get sued.
I'll betray a friend. Hold on a second. It was just about money. It was just, this is just business, and now it's, hey, we're really good friends. Well, which is it?
My concern is if people aren't familiar with the total context, you leave the Blaze, or in the process of, you're fielding offers, you receive a contract.
A term sheet, not a contract.
Yes.
Which people are semantically
A predecessor to a contract, but yeah.
which is basically the terms they're offering for a contract.
Right.
Some people have argued, but the point is, they basically said, you will be penalized 25% if you get a strike.
No, if you're demonetized.
If you're demonetized.
Then another 20% if there's a strike. Then another 20%, I don't remember the numbers for Facebook, for Spotify, but there's also another penalty if your sponsors get boycotted. There's also another penalty if you don't agree to 10%, if you deny 10% of the sponsors, which is probably like you, we probably accept 1 out of 5 sponsors. But let me ask you this. If someone publicly was going, and by the way, I'm not going to be doing the personal stuff. I'm not going to be coming in here calling anybody a bitch, right? Sending out hatchet people. I understand why Candace was mad. Honestly, I understand why she was. I'd probably be mad too. So I don't think it gives you an excuse to go and talk the way like every girl does who gets their husband into a fight at a bar. But I understand why she was.
Nah, you were being a bitch though.
Upset. If you had the ability, if someone's going out saying, "Hey, you're a difficult person," who
Damn. Oh, that was. Oh my god. I didn't. Fuck you, Crowder. I was gonna say. I don't like Candace Owens either, but on this particular issue, I was enjoying watching her go off on Crowder. That was really fun. So, oh well.
only cares about the money, and that you're a bitch, and you had the opportunity to clear it in because it was verifiably untrue, which now no one is arguing. What you doing? How else would people switch from it was about a $50 million salary to recording a phone call? Do we allow it when James O'Keefe does it? Is it only when corruption is on the side of the left? And here's the issue: I'll tell you who this hurts: the dishonesty.
Wait. Okay, did he release the full phone call though? Hold on.
I'm not just saying Daily Wire. This is about the entire movement as a whole. There are a lot of practices that go on, and it hurts the sponsors, hurts the creators, hurts the viewers, hurts the investors. And by investors with us, it's entirely Mug Club. It's people who pay to subscribe. We don't make a dime off of YouTube. We haven't for many years. And it hurts if you believe what we say we believe, the movement in the country as a whole. So that
Actually, hold on, pause. Let's look at this video real quick. I had no idea he was leaving the Blaze. So background, I know about the quartering thing, how he was helping him work on the website. What happened again? Oh yeah, the whole Elon Musk thing, when he was like freaking out with Twitter and saying how he when he did that like poll and was saying if he should step down, and then quartering had like a meltdown. He brought up Crowder and how he was helping him work on the website. So yeah, this has been happening for a while then. Sheesh. Okay, let's look at this. So it's official. Mug Club and Louder with Crowder will be moving on from the Blaze. If you are a Mug Club member, or if you want to join, please enter your email at mugclubforever.com. We have no other way of reaching you.
Hey, I know many of you have heard the news. I wanted to clear up some confusion here. Yes, Mug Club is moving on from the Blaze. You can go and enter in your email at mugclubforever.com. And I know some people are saying, hey, well, why don't we just follow you on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, or YouTube? All of
Oh, wait, sorry. One more thing. This was on December 15th, and he registered the thing. He registered the new website on the 12th. Okay. Oh my god.
those things are true. But I can't know if you are in or if you want to be in Mug Club unless you enter your email at mugclubforever.com. It's the only way to guarantee that as things shake up, we don't know exactly where we're going to end up here, that I let you know exactly where to find us and either continue your membership or if you want to join anew, it's mugclubforever.com. And there will be no other emails, no spam. And if you don't want to be in Mug Club, this is not a newsletter, don't enter in your email. This is only for people who are in Mug Club. I want to know. I don't want to lose touch with you. Or if you want to be in Mug Club, mugclubforever.com. I want to be as clear as possible. That's all it is. It's the only way I can reach you. Mugclubforever.com. Pardon our dust. I need a haircut.
Damn, they really didn't give him anything, man. They just like took his shit. Fuck.
Right, is fundamentally and the gaslighting still keeps taking place. Candace Owens on this show said, hey, we all follow the same guidelines, right? We all follow, Crowder does too. That's verifiably false. And I'll say you can publicly audit this. We've had 4 strikes, right, in the last, since May, I think, 2021 to October 2022. One was the Mekhi Bryant. One was a sketch with Alex Jones. That one's guilty. One was, as charged. One was him quoting the CDC. And by the way, none of this will get you in trouble because you can say this now. Him quoting the CDC. I did, yeah. Bringing up the CDC numbers on flu deaths for children versus COVID. And we were saying this is interesting science, right? That COVID kills more senior citizens, but for some reason it's significantly less lethal to young people, to infants. That science is accepted now, so you won't get a strike. But that was one of the strikes. The other was when we had Carrie Lake on in a gubernatorial election. 4. How many have taken place from Daily Wire? You guys, 0. Now here's the thing. I'm not saying it's a bad.
But I would point to Ethan Klein, because he's gotten like, granted, he said some dumb shit recently. So he's had just as many strikes, or maybe like a couple less. So it's not just you, and it's not just like conservative media who's getting targeted. It's every creator on this goddamn platform. So stop being a fucking crybaby.
Badge of honor. I'm not saying that it's a badge of honor to be
like, yeah, it sucks, but as someone who's like who's a wage slave essentially, dude, you're living the dream essentially. I know that's bad to say, and especially like not to discredit anyone's like, actually no, fuck Crowder. But if like you're a creator who is struggling and you're a good person, but you're frustrated with how like YouTube and all these social media platforms work, then that sucks. But you have to understand, like, if the average person who hears this, they're thinking like, bruh, you're living the dream. Why are you complaining? So that's always going to be like the tension between like a big creator and the average viewer. So
suspended. If they came out and said, look, we demand, as Jeremy said in his 55-minute video, we demand that all of our creators follow these rules that YouTube and Facebook set through punitive practices in mandating of our creators to do so. And Crowder's a little bit more of a rebel. You know what? He's been banned for 4 times. And that's not the same kind of, that's not a problem. The problem is saying that we all follow the same rules, because so that's all publicly verifiable. Now, I could tell you guys that behind the scenes, I've had many conversations with senior YouTube executives who say, we might be able to get you remonetized if you kind of play ball like these guys, Daily Wire, and insert other people here. I could tell you that, but would you believe me? Would I have to provide receipts?
I want to make sure this point is made clear for everybody, because this is a very important part of the argument when I heard it. Mm-hmm. If the point is you can't sell ads or build an audience because YouTube banned you and that's it, but you're getting 85% or more views on Rumble. The question is, why no penalty for getting banned from Rumble? Why is Rumble not a consideration in the contract at all? And why don't they simply say comparable views instead of the platform? Right. Like, if for every million...
Has Rumble banned anyone, though? That's something to look up.
Views per day you lose, we dock you X%.
I can answer you that question exactly, because it's fundamental to the business model. And I was informed of that. It is fundamental. In other words, there are plenty of options out there, right? He can tell you. I get excited when I walk out of them and go, hey, how many people were tuning in live on YouTube? How many on Rumble? They go, oh, it's tips. There are more people on Rumble. Sure, I've been on YouTube for a long time, since 2006, but it doesn't mean that they don't change, right? And the issue is, I think it's a great thing to use these platforms. There's a huge difference, by the way, between being monetized and being on the platform. Yeah. But ultimately, if we believe believe what we say, we have to be trying to get to the point where we know that fast forward 5 years, you can't speak the truth on YouTube, certainly not if you want to be monetized. But there's this jockeying for position with people who they see as competition. And the issue here that I've always made clear is the locking in of these punitive contracts that mandate and enforce big tech policies and guidelines as a matter of business. And that hurts creators. And the same thing, by the way, when we're talking about misleading practices with sponsors, there's no problem.
I feel like, okay, if this wasn't coming from Steven Crowder, then it might have more merit. And if you want to take away like all the shit that Steven Crowder has done in the past, then yeah, he's following his morals. But the fact that he taped his quote unquote friend and then got the domain on the December 12th. Basically, he did all this shit, and if the story's true coming from Benny Boy from the Daily Wire, then like this was all a setup. This was a setup to like boost yourself and your numbers for whatever you have coming next. So fuck you, Crowder.
Right, and this is all publicly verifiable. I want you guys to be able to audit this so that there don't have to be as many receipts provided. You market your channel, right? I think we probably have some ads running right now, like Spotify, like, hey, if you like this show, tune in on Spotify. Yeah. But there's a big difference. We know that there's a huge problem in our industry of pay-to-play. Now, you can do that. That's fine if you want to grow your numbers. But
what is that?
So pay-to-play means that you can buy views, right? You can pay to play. You can run your video as a pre-roll ad, and people see that number. But really, a lot of them are 14-second views, 8-second views, but it still clicks that counter. The closest apples-to-apples comparison that you could do right now is you could go out and take, like, let's say, not this controversy because there's cross-pollination, but Ben Shapiro's a huge show. Of course he is. But go take some videos there right now that have 1 million plays. Go month after month. Take a bunch of them. Look at the likes. Look at the comments. Take videos from my channel. It's comparable plays. Take them with 800,000, 600,000 plays because we converted them a lot to Rumble. Look at the likes, look at the comments. It's startling because it's a lot easier to buy plays than it is to buy likes and comments. That's not a problem.
Wait, are you saying that the Daily Wire is buying views for their content?
I'm saying that they run the videos. This happens not just Daily Wire, to be clear. It's not Big Con is designed because it's the entire industry. And what happens is, yes, these views get inflated. There's nothing wrong with running ads to increase the video count. The problem is this. When that is used to then go out and set sponsorship rates. And then, this is what happens with creators. When you sit down with sponsors, and these are hard-earned dollars, right? A lot of them are mid-sized companies. You run them on this show, and they say, yeah, but you know what? We didn't get our money's worth, and this person is the #1 show. Because they go out and they say that they have these numbers, and they set what happens? They drop those rates across the board, which hurts everybody, or they pull out altogether. Now, you can publicly verify that information. Now, I could tell you guys that I've had conversations with sponsors that say, we're not going to be running in the conservative space because it's just not as effective as we thought it was, or, you know, we're going to be pulling out. And content creators just say, why am I getting these low advertising rates? Here's the issue. If you're some kid, and by kid, I mean, you know, you could be a 40-year-old with a smaller podcast. Let's say you get 250,000 plays. Not as big, but good numbers. Let's say you get 500,000 plays, right? Good numbers, but they're real. And you are a conservative, and you're trying to grow this. And then all of a sudden, your content, YouTube is saying, can't say that, can't do that because of the box that's being created by all of these companies in big conservatism. And then you're trying to make it, right? You're trying to make it something that is financially solvent, and you can't because sponsors no longer have faith in this side of the industry. That is something that hurts those creators. And this is something that, so the creators are hurt, the sponsors are hurt, the viewers are hurt because I just want to finish this one, and then any questions you have. The viewers are hurt because they feel isolated. They feel like their views are not represented, right? They go, hold on a second, I'm conservative. Why are none of the top people saying whatever it is? X, Y, Z. And the investors are hurt. And I don't mean billionaires. In our case, it's people who invest. When they sign up for Mug Club, they are paying us because they say, we know that you're demonetized. We know that you don't run nearly as many sponsors. You're very selective. And we think we are giving you our dollar in faith because we think that you are fighting for us. Imagine, let me give you one final parallel world there. Imagine if we left the blaze, okay? And this, again, the issue is that everyone is demanded to sign these exact same contracts. That's what they said. They've been very, very clear about that. It's just business. Imagine if Mug Club leaves the blaze. And let's say we come back 2-3 months, okay? And we come back, and all of a sudden, I don't talk about vaccines in the way that I used to. All of a sudden, I don't talk about election integrity like I used to. All of a sudden, I don't host Carrie Lake in the same way that I used to, or host her at all. And all of a sudden, all the parodies, the sketches, you know, the sweeping epic, like a parody of Saving Private Ryan, or There Will Be Blood, or Schindler's List, whatever it is, you don't see any, change my mind, you don't see any of those anymore, but you see 4 or 5 live reads. I'd be the definition of a sellout. And I would be selling out the people who paid for something different. Only one group of people here is saying, you have to fit into this box. I'm saying, you got to let some people let the freak flag fly. I don't care if you want to be monetized or not. Don't lock people and punish them on behalf of big tech when you claim that you are fighting them. And it is everywhere. And it's disheartening.
I'll tell you a story. I think the people who
I got lost. I'm not even gonna lie, I got lost. Who are young up and coming conservatives right now? The only thing I could think of is that one black girl who's I think she's part of PragerU. I think she had Destiny on recently. That's the only one I could think of.
Let's say you're a big brand and you get about 30 million views per month. Mm-hmm. That's not going to cut it. You can sell a premium idea.
Oh yeah, they were talking about. Okay, I remember now. God damn it. In terms of like the conservative, see, I want to look at this politics aside, but that's really hard because especially these guys, they're right wingers / they're right wingers. I'm not even gonna entertain Tim Pool's centrist shit. So yeah, they're conservative. A lot of main brands aren't gonna like associate themselves with this guys. Maybe Tim Pool, but even Mr. Civil War here, he's testing the limits of like what advertisers are comfortable with. So, yeah, especially with all the shit he's been tweeting. So like, if you're a conservative, then yeah, you think it's, I guess, we'll just call it, well, I guess you could say it's a conspiracy against other people with right-wing views. But if what we're doing is just progress for mankind and just for society, just we want people to live basically their best lives and just be decent to one each other, then shitting on trans people and shitting on gay people, that's not what advertisers want. Advertisers just want to make money. So that's the problem that these platforms are having. I don't know, man. In terms of like the right-wing advertisers though, like what you got, Black Rifle Coffee, that doomsday meal prep that they have. They have other ones too, but it's more like bottom of the barrel stuff because that's they don't care. They're just trying to get their product out there. So yeah. It's interesting to hear like their side of the business that they're dealing with, but at the same time, like I don't know how much I could trust from these guys, especially Crowder. So let's see how it goes.
I gotta tell you, man, I make this point all the time where I just say, for all the people who are claiming I'm a grifter or I only want money and that I don't really believe the things I'm fighting for, I'm like, it would be so much easier to sell everything, shut it all down, and just buy some properties, rent them out, and not have to worry about any of this.
Take money and shut up, right?
Take money and shut up. But it's not about what's easy. Yeah. It's about what matters.
I do think these guys, like, do they believe? I think they are right wing. Are they grifters? Kind of, yeah. Do they believe everything that they say? Probably not. Maybe. I gotta watch more. I don't really want to watch more. I'll watch more Tim Pool than I will Crowder. I kind of got burnt out watching Crowder. He's insufferable. Like I can't handle that guy.
The $50 million included the entire budget for your whole staff, your whole production facility, every production you would have done, meaning you've got to pay, how many employees do you have?
About 25, soon to be 30-something.
Soon to be 30-something. Now, if you want to do production on a skit, we're talking maybe 30 to 50K, depending on the size of the skit.
Yeah, every time I show up to do a change my mind, it's $50,000. Millions in legal each year, millions of dollars in equipment, payroll, millions of dollars in taxes. It's the merging of What was that?
It's theft.
Yes, I completely agree.
But let me just say,
Wheelhouse.
I'm on your side on this one. Everybody can know my bias. The reason that really bothered me is because I run a company. I know how much money we make. And there are people who assume that revenue equals money in your pocket profit. And it's like, no. If they're giving him $50 million, it sounds so wonderful.
They're assuming you're dumb. They're treating the audience like they're dumb. Again,
Well, no. A lot of people don't.
But here's the
understand
thing.
this.
People don't understand because they're assuming that you won't go and do research. Look, $50 million basketball money versus $12 million. If let's say
I'm trying to think. We did know that. What's it called? Ben from is his name Ben? I don't know. This fucking Daily Wire CEO was saying that they'd be their own like independent production house. So yeah, like why are they making it seem? I bet some people thought like, oh, Crowder's gonna get like 50 mil, but like I think most people thought like, oh, well, actually I don't know. Take it back. Some people are pretty dumb. If you were following this story, then you knew what was going on with that money, I guess. It's still a lot of money, but
the big con issue is something that I've been running up against, and everyone in this industry knows for many, many years. They just were arrogant enough to out themselves and to put it in writing and to say, we know how to run this business. We figured it out. You don't know what you're talking about. And of course, after that, another last straw was, then going and trying to take our social media director, and I only showed you that email because he's willing for me to show you. Like, we have our people poached all the time. When you have your ideas stolen and they put more money behind it, not just mine, when you build someone up and someone else comes in and says, hey, we'll offer you more money, they use them for 6 months and burn them out. I'm sure that's an accident. I'm sure the people at the top of Daily Wire didn't know when they reached out to someone who was not looking for a job, who loudly and proudly advertises himself as social media director for Louder with Crowder. But I could tell you that on that phone call, they said, we have an entire social media department. Right? I said, I have one guy, Gary, and he's awesome. A few days later.
here's the timeline. Prior to October 5th, Steven's agents request we send an offer. October 5th, we submit a 9-binding term sheet. Steven tells Jeremy he wants 30 mil per year and us to send him a new offer, refusing to redline to that term sheet. We told Steven we couldn't do that. Steven apparently registers Stop Big Con, knowing he's leaving the Blaze, and that we haven't provided him an offer to his liking. Steven needed a plan. Attacking us was a plan. Oh, yeah, he put it right there, too. Steven announces he's leaving the Blaze on December 15th. It's January 7th. Steven texts Jeremy in a friendly fashion to ask if they talk. January 9th, Steven calls Jeremy and secretly tapes him. Did they release the transcript, though? Because he said he was only going to share it with a few people, so I doubt it got leaked or anything.
But this is the thing, the dialogue shifted to money. You heard me say this is wrong, and then it's money, just a business. And then it's, this is wrong. Money, this is just a business. Look, it's not just a business. And by the way, when you're talking about business, find out what motivates the people you're in business with. I'm not motivated by money. That's not what motivates me. If you look back at the track record in 2009, it was because I wanted to see the system burn, meaning as far as the system that kept conservatives in line. And I mean the liberal system. But then when you realize that it's on your own side, not motivated by money. And by the way, don't leave someone with nothing to lose. You know the easiest situation.
Shut up. That's kind of boring. Let's skip ahead and see what they're talking about now.
I want to pull up this this story right here. Story. I want to look at this email that you've shown me.
Yeah.
The Daily Wire tried poaching one of your employees. And what would make this significant is if this happened after your negotiations.
Yes,
okay, so after you're talking...
And it's not the first time that this has happened.
But real quick. After you...
Actually, did he bring up the... Because that's a new development. But does that matter, though? Like...
We're talking with the Daily Wire about potentially doing a deal.
Yep.
They reach out to your employees, and I'm looking at the email right here saying that they came across the social media manager. Yeah. Hey, they got a great opportunity. Join the new counterculture. It says they emailed your staff and said, come work for us instead.
Well, and the question is, look, was your understanding when you invest money, when you subscribe, was your understanding that all conservative talent out there, nearly all, are penalized if they're demonetized? Was that your understanding? Was that your understanding that then they are penalized if they are suspended? Then they are penalized if they don't take as many lives? Was that your understanding when you were investing in people going out there and fighting for you? Because I know the feedback that I get at these live shows.
Yeah, this is hardcore virtue signaling right here.
With thousands of people at every event. And it's not a hard-earned dollar that I take lightly. People feel powerless. They say there's only so much I can do. At least that guy can go out and fight for me. And I'd like it to be these guys and girls, not a guy.
And you go to the Daily Wire, they say, here's a term sheet. You go, whoa, this is crazy. Right. Hey, you can't do this. The Daily Wire then says, all of a sudden, but a few months later, Crowder registers Stop Big Con. Then he calls and secretly records Jeremy. He was setting us up. This email right here paints a different picture in that you talked with the Daily Wire and said, here's our issue, here's what we can't do, and they said, okay, and then sometime later, they try poaching.
No, they said, if that's the issue, this is our business model, and you don't know business.
But then they try and poach one of your employees.
Did they say that, though? You told them to change their whole business model.
One of your
and that could be an accident, but it's not the first time.
Yeah.
Well, but you said you mentioned him by name. And
Gary,
employee poaching is considered vulture-ish as it is, but it is business.
It's always about the terms, and it's stupid to say that this was our plan to get subscribers. I'm sorry. Like, I get a little bit pissed off with this because that means that you didn't pay any attention at all to Mug Club Forever. That was us getting in touch with our subscribers and making sure that whatever home we went to on our own with somebody else, we were going to have access to the people that paid for our content.
Yeah, but if you were to basically if you were to do like this big stunt, then you're probably gonna get more eyeballs on your thing rather than putting out a link and saying, hey, if you follow me, continue to follow me through this link. Like, come on, dude.
It sounds like you guys are like right on the precipice of creating your own network or your own website where people pay you $10 a month and just get access to that.
And I really don't want to have to do that. Like, here's the thing, right?
I don't want to, but I am.
If you guys could counteroffer, what would be the things you would counteroffer right now? What deal would you guys take from a big company? Let's not just say the Daily Wire. Let's just say there's another company. What's your ideal?
Gerald can take. Here's the problem. I would take a deal. I would have taken a deal that was less money, and more honest, and more freedom, and not penalizing other people.
Shut up, dude.
By the way, after the Ryman, we were expecting them to come back and have changed that and made an offer that we could then start negotiating from.
I swear that little UFO thing is really cool.
What happened?
I don't know. Okay. I was just looking at the tweets. Seems like people are really torn with this. His fans seem to be kind of turned off with him right now. So that's interesting. Gotta be honest, you don't look the best going into this. Daily Wire likes money, Crowder likes America, without regard for money. Actually, I think kind of torn, actually. For both sides, it was a negotiating disagreement. My suggestion is to show grace to DW. DW has not impressed me. Sending out the troops, the person to end this will win in my eyes. End of the day, politics aside, these guys are influencers. They make a lot of money. And honestly, who cares? I know he was saying stuff about how, like, oh, we lost the midterms because of things like this, but one, you're in the entertainment industry. You're not doing like actual politics. You're more doing, I guess, political hobbyism. Like, he's giving like political candidates and politics like platforms, but I don't know how much like actual like politics he's done. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Rumble, though. The beauty of Rumble is that we allow everyone to go independent. All the tools are available to broadcast a show and build a subscription business without very restrictive contracts.
Because for the viewer, what's ideal is to be able to get access to more people that they want rather than having it, because the price adds up.
Right now,
that's hard.
It's like $10 for Tim, $10 for you. With this tech that I'm building, we haven't had the multi subscription system set up, but you could do something where it's like 10 for him, 10 for you, or 18 for both of you, then you each get 9. You'll eventually have to take some sort of loss discount if you're going to run a packet. Otherwise, it would just be 20
Right,
for
but you would
2.
hit critical
It's hard to
mass.
figure out that
right?
number,
You hit critical
too.
mass.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to figure it out. But there are ways to do it. Obviously, people on the left have done it to some degree. The worst thing that I will say, the thing that really is
What's the people on the left though? You're just talking about the Silicon Valley? Like what?
There are no investors in Timcast. There's only me as the principal of the entire company, sole owner, sole board member, president, CEO, treasurer, chairman, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's staff, you know, I have a COO, we've got people who work here, but I own literally all of it, control all of it with no outside investment. It's literally just, I started
and
making.
you're not even Jewish.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
it's
as a
the
joke to
Korean.
the anti-Semites and everything. Like, by the way, we're not talking about.
Bruh.
No one
Well,
we're
that's
talking
a
about is
point.
even Jewish. Just to be clear.
That's a point I make all the time. There are people who have been successful in media who aren't. I don't know why they have that conspiracy belief.
Also, yeah, I believe that. Tim, I don't know exactly Tim's background, but he got like a fat payday from some company that went under, right? I think. But yeah, I believe it. He's been big for a couple of years now. I think his views are falling off in the past 6 months, but he's still popping, kind of.
Yeah.
But it was shocking for me to find out that these big alternatives only exist because some powerful industrialist or billionaire decided I'm going to spend money, but that money comes with their influence. Now, the only issue I have with that is that we don't know what their influence is.
There's some information again that you're not going to open third parties. It's probably going to be coming out in the next 6 months, year, that will shock people, startle people. I could tell you that, but would I have to provide receipts, and would that be a betrayal? That's the issue, right? I've given you a lot of information.
Well, that's just about the Blaze. I don't care.
I'm going to pull people in. Like I said, Gary said you can use it. I can't show you the 3, 4, 5 other instances just in the last 2 years where that's happened. It is absolutely terrible.
That's from the Blaze.
What's crazy to me is that we've gotten to the point we have without that when seemingly no
That's
one else
true.
does.
It's really
But
easy,
here's
too.
what I want to say, Stephen.
Really
I'm
easy,
looking.
dude.
I'm looking at. I don't think it's really
To have the
easy.
website rolling with subs.
Tim, he got annoyed.
There's some back. There need like 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
one
this
thing I should-
business-
one-
It's really easy.
It's hard.
Yeah, one thing I should say, we've had a lot of offers too from people who like run these sort of credit card processing, these platforms, right?
Yeah.
Offering to give us better rates as well. So there are a lot of people who've come forward. Like I said, it's not about Daily Wire wasn't even the highest offer. Just to be
But
clear.
here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right in front of every single person. I think you're gonna make $100 million a year.
It wasn't the highest up. Why didn't he go after that person then? You did this, bro. Just a minute. You did this to outrage market.
I'm at a fork in the road, which is
You're gonna need a lot of money for bandwidth. You're gonna get a lot of people to sign up.
I could walk away, and I understand this isn't lost on me. The only way people will 100% believe what I say, and that there's no ulterior motive, which is what I tried to do in the negotiations, like take me off the table, this is why this is a sticking point, is if I walk away from this forever. Is if I never monetize again, and I just go back off into the sunset, just do stand up, maybe do a once a week show, something like that, so I can continue selling out the venues, and I could do that. And Gerald knows that I strongly considered that at one point, and I think he was the one, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not gonna, bro. Just stop. Okay, I think we're done with this. Crowder, I trust you more if you didn't lie about Nick and us grippers. You claim to be against big tech, but no one is more. Oh my god. Tim, Steven, realize you have the manifest destiny for the future of this industry. Shut up. Crowder, please don't give up. I'm feeling white-pilled right now. In the past, everyone in the section of the internet stuck together out of the necessity. The fact that lines are being drawn. Kind of, I guess. I don't know. You guys lost the midterms, though. It'll be interesting to see the responses from everyone. Yeah. We'll see what the response is to everything. I feel like Destiny would have more to say than I would. So, we're just gonna leave it there. That was fun. Kind of not really. It got boring towards the end. Not gonna lie. Alright then. Thanks for watching.